Welcome again to United Unbiased show. And today we look at Manchester United against Manchester City. Break down the game, analyze it somewhat, make our prediction. And again, we have any players, right? To see how best we can put a combined 11 together, a clear combined 11. And today we're joined by great Nashon Richards, one of the greatest analysts I know from we were kids. Yes. Welcome, Nashon. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Excellent, excellent. So tomorrow we will be having
Right?
Manchester United against Manchester City. Always a big game, big rivalry. Well,
Yeah.
I guess the rivalry is not so big anymore because Manchester United is no longer challenging at the top of the table. It was a City rivalry, maybe not the biggest rivalry in the Premiership. However, it is a rivalry. And as a result, let's have a look at it and see how we can actually play this game. In all honesty, though, bro, as it relates to my United midfield, I do believe, personally, no joke,
Yes.
personally, if we employ the proper tactics with the players we have, because
Uh,
we tend to play a three-man midfield, regardless.
Right.
We want to say 4-3-3, whatever we want to call it. But we tend to play a three-man midfield. To have a midfield, and listen to the players that I'm going to call out. To have a midfield with a Fred,
Right.
Pogba who really wants to leave Manchester United,
Yes.
for whatever reason. We have a Fred, a Pogba, and a Bruno, right? And if you should
Right.
throw a Van de Beek or somebody in, I think we have players who can handle the football, right? Who can move the football quick and fast enough to dominate a midfield. So I feel like if we had a coach who actually believed in doing so, he
Right.
would do it. Because if a coach like, for example, a Pochettino, who we really want to come to Manchester United, right? If you have a coach like Pochettino, I do believe that he could get those players to dominate a midfield. And it's not
Right.
about it's not just about three players dominating, right? It's about how you incorporate the other players around, the wing backs, your other midfielders, your defenders. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
go about dominating a midfield. And I do
Yes.
believe that it's just mentally we are not prepared, right? We are not prepared as a
Definitely.
team, whether it's mentally, whether it's tactically, to dominate. And I think that is one of the biggest drawbacks with Manchester United. Not the players,
Yes.
it's just this. I want you to say a PE teacher, bro. Man, I don't even know. You know, some Connolly coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's philosophy and football is what is holding back Manchester United. His philosophy is one in which he thinks that defending first is what he should do instead of attacking first. Everybody who watched Manchester United over the years would have seen how Sir Alex Ferguson's teams played. Yes, they used a different formation, which was the 4-4-2, but at the same time, they were an attacking bunch which went forward with a lot of flair, with a lot of style, with a lot of purpose. There was never a moment in a game playing against Manchester United when you think that you are safe. Even if you are leading, you always had Fergie time coming up.
Exactly.
And trust me, with this Manchester United team, at most games, they come out and you wonder if they are prepared. And this is definitely on the coach because his duty for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes is to get the team out there ready, sharp, prepared, and rearing to go. When Manchester United come out to play most games, it's like they are sleepwalking through the first 15 minutes.
Real
Definitely.
talk. And that is happening, bro. And that's another reason why we have been going back. We have been going behind so many times. And then
Right?
something click. And what that's what I'm telling you, for me personally, I think that is because listen, psychology play a great role in football. When we
Yes.
are losing, mentally
Yeah.
now we are now we are clocked in mentally to say, guess what? We are going out to win. We need
Mm-hmm.
2 goals, so we go out and we play with this mentality that we need to win, so we go out and we try to dominate. Then that is
Right.
just too long. That we are trying to catch up now, and that is a waste of time. If we go out there with 2, 3 goals in the first half, right? Or let's say
Yes.
with 2 goals in the first half, and then we decide that listen, we're just going out there to dominate again because we dominated in the first half, so we're going to dominate again. And we increase our lead. And I do believe that Manchester United lack what we call a killer instinct. And we know about killer instinct. When a team is down, bro, you step on his neck.
You're right.
2-0, we go and we get 3, 4, 5, 6. That is what we're supposed to be doing. But with Ole Gunnar, as you say, his philosophy is about defending first, not losing, which is good. I don't mind not losing because guess what? That is what helps you win championship. Your defense. That is what win championship, attack win games, right? Sir Alex Ferguson was one of the first person I heard saying something like that. And at the time, I never understood what he meant, but now I know. So yes, we need to defend. We need to keep clean sheets, right? But guess what? One of the best way to keep clean sheet is to actually dominate teams. You win a game sometimes before you start playing the football game because mentally teams are so fearful of what you are supposed to be doing that what? They start to just be nervous. They are now tentative. They are not able to play as well as they are supposed to. But now this Manchester United team is not doing that to anyone. No one is fearful of coming to Manchester United. No one.
Mark, and that is the problem we have right now. Teams come to Old Trafford to attack Man United these days. And so we see where we played Crystal Palace earlier on this season. And Crystal Palace gave us a walloping. It was so unbelievable.
It's embarrassing.
Yes.
It's embarrassing.
And I say we play many other games. Brighton, we barely scraped through a game with Brighton. I mean, Brighton hit the post 3 or 4 times.
4,
to say them
5 or 6 times, bro. Seriously. Brighton.
And I'm like, what is going on here with Man United?
Watching Man United against a Crystal Palace, watching Manchester United against a Brighton and being fearful. Being fearful. Not being feared, but being fearful. Waste of time, bro. So the result, tomorrow's game. But so how do you think the results will go for tomorrow? What do you think the result might be?
Well, in my opinion, I don't think Ole has a chance as a choice really. He has to go with 4-4-2 tomorrow. He has to try and keep 2 banks of 4, stay behind the ball because he doesn't have or he doesn't know how to manage a team to dominate against a Man City. And I know Man City will dominate the game, so it's best to have 2 banks of 4 with, I think Rashford and Greenwood would play these 2 strikers because I'm not sure if Martial or Cavani is 100% fit.
Sure. So
I think.
All right. How would you play the midfield?
With the 2 banks of 4?
Yes, with the 2.
All right. I would definitely put Fred as the holding midfielder. Okay. I would start with Pogba on the left, and I would start with Van der Beek on the right, with Fernandes playing ahead of them. I know that Ole is not going to do that.
No.
Okay. But in my opinion, this is the only way he can start the team, the midfield, for them to have a chance in this game. I think he's going to play 4-3-3. And this is how I think he's going to set the team up. But Wan Bissaka will be at right back. The 2 center backs will be Maguire and Lindelof.
Yeah.
At left back, I think Telles might start, even though if Luke Shaw is fit, he might run the risk of playing him twice in 5 days, which is dangerous. But I think Telles will start. I think he's going to play with Matic. This is what I think he's going to do. He's going to play Matic in this game. I'm not sure he's going to want to play Fred based on the fact that he has been upset with Fred since that PSG game. I can tell you that because he hasn't played.
He should be upset with himself, not with Fred.
Exactly. Because he was the one who caused Fred to be red carded.
Exactly.
Any coach with a proper thinking brain would have known from halftime that Fred should come off the field. Okay?
If you have a pea
Now,
brain, bro, come on, buddy. If you have
yes,
bird brain, you know that you should take off it.
yes, I know that he's the one who caused Fred to have that to get that red card. Yes, Fred it was out there playing, and Fred knew he was on a yellow card, but he is a defensive midfielder. He has to tackle. He cannot be out there running beside people. He has to tackle. And to be honest, the tackle he got the second yellow hand, I don't even think it was a foul. But then there you go. The referee decided
No, it
what?
wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. For me personally,
Yes,
it wasn't a fault.
right. No. So I think he's going to play um what is his name? Matic at the holding position with McTominay. I think that is what he is going to do. Those are the two he's going to play there. And he's going to put Fernandez at the top. He might even go and put a joker in the pack and play, what's his name, Dan James on the right hand side and Rashford on the left with Mason Greenwood up top. If he doesn't do that, he's going to run a race with one of the two forwards. I don't think he's going to start Cavani because he view Cavani more as somebody to impact the game. So he might run the race with Marshall if he thinks Marshall can give him 50%. Now, in such a scenario, the midfield will not hold water because it's going to be overrun by whoever City puts out there. And so our fragile defense will not be able to hold up. I can easily see City winning this game by maybe 2-1 or 3-1, somewhere there.
Bro,
Because City themselves is not so impregnable at the back, so they are prone to conceding goals as well.
man, it's so hard to call this game tomorrow. For me personally, I think Man United might win. Not because of the fact that they're a better team and we are expecting them to go out tomorrow and dominate a Manchester City. No. You know why?
Yes.
I just can't understand for whatever reason. We tend to show mentally,
Right.
because I think Manchester United is a mental problem. Honestly, I think it is psychological. And we tend to
Yes.
show mentally when the chips are stacked against us.
Yes.
We did it against Red Bull at Old Trafford. We did it against PSG at
Right.
PSG. And when we are expected to win, when we're expected to go out and dominate a game, we can't do it. We can't
Yes.
do it. But when we're expected to be dominated and to lose and miserably, that's when we show up. And I think it's psychological. I think no, it's not down to the coaching staff. It is down to the coaching staff to prepare us, to prepare the team
Yes.
for the game. But I think the players are so psyched up, jacked up for the game. They go out and they play, not because of the coach, but because of their own the mental frame of mind, that frame of mind that they are in at the time, at the moment, to know that we are going to play against City. City is expected to beat us. We are not going to lose, so we are going out there to fight. We're going out there to fight.
Right.
And if you have a Manchester United team with this much talent, because honestly, not many teams in the Premiership,
Right.
you might disagree with me, but not many teams in the Premiership is as talented on a one-on-one basis as a Manchester United. You give certain coaches this team, and they could do a lot more with it. A lot.
As I said, the team that I would start, I would play in a situation like this. If I was coaching Manchester United, I would play 4-4-2 with Bruno Fernandes having this license. This is his duty. When we are defending, he's supposed to close Rodri out of the game. Manchester United, deep lying playmaker Rodri is supposed to close him out of the game. Because Bruno Fernandes can dominate Rodri. I know that. Okay? He's way more skillful than him, and Rodri plays one way.
And not only that, he's far more mobile than
Rodri.
Than Rodri.
Yes. So the key battle, in my opinion, would be Fernandes against Rodri. And once Fernandes gets the chance to control, pick his head up, and pass any day of the week, any time of the match, Marcus Rashford is supposed to be running through from off that right back side where the crazy one is going to be. What is his name again? Walker.
Walker.
Yes. Yes. He doesn't concentrate in matches. I can tell you that. I've watched him from Tottenham games. He is the easiest of Man City defenders to get away with. He depends only on speed to bail him out. So all Rashford has to do is run off Walker behind any one of those centre backs.
Nashon.
Once Fernandez can pick him out over and over, City play a very high line. So once you make that run in behind, you are through and goal.
Well, you know what, Nashon, let me tell you something, right?
Yeah.
I realized the Manchester United team and the forwards. Even the game we played against Red Bull,
Right.
we're losing and we needed to win. And the forwards, when the midfielder pick up the football, you know what the forwards did most times? They come to the football, they come short to pick up the football. So when the forward, when the midfielder look up, there's no one to play in behind the defense line, right?
Right.
Because our forward are coming for the football in front of the defense line. And the worst thing that anyone can do to a defense line, as any defender who play the game,
is running behind them.
exactly is when you're facing your goal. That is a crazy day.
The next thing I hope, and this is just a hope, I hope if we get the chances tomorrow, Rashford get the chances in the wide areas, he plays it into Greenwood, who is going to be central. And if Greenwood get the chance in the wide areas, he plays it to Rashford centrally. Because a lot of persons did not realize that in the RB Leipzig game, Greenwood get a chance in the very first part of the first half. If he lays that ball off to Rashford, Man United scores a goal in the first half. Rashford got one, and if he lays it off to Greenwood, we score 2 goals in the first half. Any one of them pass to each other in that match, we could have scored.
That is where I think a Cavani is needed. So honestly, I'm thinking, I hope that a Cavani can be fit tomorrow, because a Cavani as a forward, Cavani is also tenacious, right?
Right.
Persons were saying that Cavani is all these passes, this is that, whatever, man. But guess what? He's still fit. Still
and
very, very fit.
He has a very good football brain.
Exactly. And this is where a Cavani, which is experience, will be vital to us in the game tomorrow. Because what we could do, or what we want to do, we are going to create far less chances than Manchester City. I know that. We know that. That is the nature of the game. That is the nature of Manchester United right now. So we're going to create far less chances. However, we want to be there with our chances, clinical enough. So when we get our chances, when we create our chances, we need somebody to make the right decisions, not only to score, but make the right decisions in and around that penalty area. Because as you said just now, if we had a Greenwood or a Rashford making the correct decisions versus Red Bull, we would have been in the game before. Because when we were 2-0 down and we would have gotten back into the game, mentally, it would have bothered Red Bull, because for the past couple of games, how many games we have been coming back and we were winning these games, right? Where we're coming from behind. So mentally, Red Bull would have been in trouble mentally, probably not on the pitch, but mentally they would have been in trouble. And now, because we did not get back in the game until how many times? When we got those 2 goals, we were losing 3-0. And when we got those 2 goals, they were scared.
I know that. I could see that. But then this is where Man United's naivety kicked in. Instead of trying to attack with everything that they had, they allowed Red Bull to start slowing the game down. And this was never, ever going to help Manchester United. It was never. If you checked the very last kick of the game, Red Bull almost scored an own goal because of the tenseness that they were displaying in that match.
Sir Alex Ferguson team coming up like that. Listen, bro.
Would have equalized that game easily.
You'd have steamrolled the game, bro. You'd have steamrolled it. But listen, man, that's why I have been saying Ole out, right?
Yes.
And it's nothing personal. He's a good guy. I have been saying it's a good guy, a nice guy to actually have around your team for that moral part of it. But when it comes to actual coaching and articulating what he needs to, right? To
Yes.
make the best out of the players. He's no way doing that, bro. He's not, and that's his
No.
job. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to
And
do.
I think the hierarchy of Manchester United made a very big mistake when they employed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This was what
No, when they
happened
employed him on a permanent basis, or when they employed him whenever,
on a
when he just got
permanent
to,
basis.
or the
You
permanent
see what?
employment.
Yes. What had happened is there were a lot of players who were against Mourinho. And so when another coach came in, because these players wanted Mourinho out so badly, everybody started playing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Everybody started putting in their best performances. And because of this, I think they call this the new coach bounce.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Manchester
it's the new
United
coach bounce.
enjoyed what is known as a new coach bounce, and people thought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was this good and excellent coach. But I think the hierarchy at Man United should have waited until the end of the season to decide who they wanted to appoint. Because if they had done that, they would have realized that tactically Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not so astute. Therefore, he was never ever going to be the right fit.
But
And here we are.
Nashon, look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Yes.
We are seeing it where, as fans, we are seeing where he's not the right fit. Obviously,
Yes.
he's not the right fit. But Ed Woodward, I don't know if it's psychological, but Ed Woodward has been saying we are 100% behind Ole.
Yes.
But
I understand.
but
But
listen,
you see, this is the thing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not the type of coach who is going to say one word bad about the hierarchy at Manchester United. These egotistical maniacs that run the club, they love that.
I like how
They love that. They could not stand a bone of Jose Mourinho because he threw them under the bus
yep,
every
and he's
time.
very, very outspoken.
And he pointed out their shortcomings on each and every occasion he got to. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will never do that. So these guys are happy to have him there. Pretty
Puppet,
much,
puppet,
Ole,
bro.
yes, they
Puppet
have
Ole.
him on a
Ole puppet.
You're right. They have him on a string right there.
But
So Ole needs to keep the team within the top four, and they're fine. The money will keep rolling in because Manchester United is the largest club in the world. And even if Ole makes a bad signing, they can cover for it with another signing who will sell enough shirts to pay for both players' wages and transfer fees. So they're fine.
but listen, brother, that is just
Yes.
that is the nature of Manchester United's football.
Harry Maguire is nowhere near as good as Man United thought he was, nor the 80 million that they paid for him. As a matter of fact, I think Harry Maguire is the biggest robber in football. Yes, he's the biggest robber in football because I saw Manchester United playing against Istanbul Başakşehir, and Dembaba, 35-year-old Dembaba, who is barely moving, sold Harry Maguire a dummy. He all know he's still paying him back for it. Yes, when he sold him the dummy, I don't know where Harry Maguire went. Yes, he's still indebted to Dembaba. I could not believe it. Yeah,
Hey man, listen.
Harry Maguire.
Oh man, bro, I cannot understand why Aaron Maguire is so highly rated. I don't
Yes,
see. It's a case where he's highly rated by the English media, or it's just a case where because he's English, we do not want to say anything bad about him.
that is the thing. The English media tries to protect him every time. No, I have watched Man United every time they play this five at the back system, and I can tell you where the problem is. Last year, we identified that we needed a right winger. For many games, we played Dan James as a right winger. Now, Dan James is what the English commentators call a flat track bully. If he catches a slow left back, he will outrun him every time. But once he's against somebody who understands how he's playing, he is of no use to the team. He cannot make a proper square. He won't score any goals. And rarely does he stretches the field for the other midfielders to come into the game. Therefore, this season, Dan James has been sitting on the bench for the majority of the time. Now, we chased Jadon Sancho all summer long, straight down into almost the winter, and we still haven't got a right-sided midfielder who is going to play in front of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a good defender, but attacking-wise, he is very, very pedestrian. He has been found wanted on many of occasions when Man United attack. Aaron Wan-Bissaka cannot find anybody in the box. Now, when we play with 5 and we expect Aaron Wan-Bissaka to be the attacker, I am wondering what we are planning to do. And this is why I can say if we play with 5 tomorrow, all is going to happen is Raheem Sterling is going to occupy Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And because of that, he's going to bring him inside like what we saw against Red Bull Leipzig. Anytime he carries him into the 18-yard box, City is going to recycle that ball to the left back, who is going to be free on the left side. We don't have anybody playing in front of Wan-Bissaka, so there won't be anybody tracking the left back.
No, but no, this is where Ole is stupid. I'm sorry if I call him stupid, but he's not smart. This is why I'm saying, no, listen. And I can never understand this. Wan-Bissaka is probably the best defensive right back you have in world football right now. No one gets by him. But as an attacking player, as you said, he's found wanting many a times, right? Pedestrian, not good, very poor. How are we playing him as a wing back, attacking wing back? Why are we doing it?
That is beyond me.
When we are playing 3 defenders, he is the one. All right, we do not have a right-sided midfielder who can attack really well. So he's the one who we are actually depending on to do the attacking on the right side, and he cannot do it. So what's the point? That is stupid. What's the point? That is crazy. Manchester United side is really one-sided, especially when you have a Telles. You have a Telles, you have a Rashford, and we can attack
down the left
a million times on that left side. But when you go to the right side, Wan-Bissaka can't, and we do not have a right-sided midfielder who can attack. You know what? I saw this young man at Leeds, Rafinha. That's what he called him, Rafinha.
Yes.
And I'm looking at that young, and he looks to be a really, really good player. Really, really.
I think he's the best player Leeds have right now.
Yeah, look to be a real. Yeah. And listen, I like his mentality. And let me tell you what about his mentality I like. Whenever I pick the football up, you know what? I'm going at them. That's mentality we need.
I saw him score the winner in a game a couple of weeks back. And I was like, how come these type of players are all over? And we keep chasing one right-sided midfielder since the beginning of last year, and we still can't get him. I was like, there is Adama Traore. Well, not at Premier League standard. People don't understand this. The Bundesliga is a different league from Premier League. You might be doing well in the Bundesliga. Look at Leon Bailey. How many Premier League teams are tracking him all over the place? Not many. Because they are saying he is doing well in the Bundesliga. Can he cut it in the Premier League?
Bro, the Premier League is not a bread to break, bro.
No, it's not.
No, it's not bread to break, man. Come on.
This is what I was saying. If we have Adama Traore at Wolves, who I know if Man United go to with the right money, the right price, they won't say no. Why don't we bring in Adama Traore?
But look at that. Look at this. Adama Traore is fair.
Yes.
He is fair. So whenever they are playing against him, he is fair.
All right.
All time, every day. you know how many players, how many
So
teams I see
defenders he
set their
attracts
team
all.
up in such a way to defend against Adama Traore? Because he's feared.
Exactly.
Who is feared that Manchester United down the right side? One Basaka?
If Man United gets Adama Traore to play on the right hand side of their midfield, they can now play with more balance. Because every time I watch us play, and we attack on the left side, and a team close the left side, and we switch the play to the right, I'm like, oh no, the play
Nothing.
is dead right there. Nothing. If we have somebody like Adama Traore to stretch the field on the right hand side, very few teams would think about attacking Manchester United because in the back of their minds, Adama Traore is going to take it to you, and very few defenders, if any in the Premier League, can run with him.
Yes,
Very few, if
that's
any,
true.
can run with him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man,
So
listen,
if you have a Rashford one side and Adama Traore one side, tell me which team is going to come and attack Manchester United? None.
their
None.
wing backs will be sitting like deep. Their wing backs
Yes.
will be sitting deep.
And that time now we can play with an attacking formation because people like Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, they will have space to play in
And they can
because
pick a
nobody will
pass.
be
They
coming.
can pick a pass
Yes.
and they're going to stretch the defense line, bro. Because when you have a Adama Traore to your right and a Rashford to your left, whenever a midfielder that is able to pass a football like a Bruno or a Pogba, right? They can pick a pass, a 30-yard
Yes.
pass, a 50-yard pass, looking at a Rashford breaking, look at a Traore breaking. But with this team that we have, we come very, very narrow.
Hmm.
And when the team comes narrow, you find that the opposing team, they get close to us, and as soon as they get close to us, we have to be forcing the passes, and the passing lanes are closed. So we lose the football,
Yes.
we can't dominate. And that
Easily.
is
Easily.
and that is just poor on the coach. It's poor
Yes.
from the coach. It's
Very
poor
poor.
from the coach, Nashon.
When I looked at Liverpool, they realized that this guy Diogo Jota is a very good footballer and he can fit into their program seamlessly. And what did Klopp do? He went down to Wolves and said, "Listen, we need him. We need him."
And many persons were
Diogo Jota,
surprised. A lot of people were
yeah,
surprised when they went on
yeah,
Jota.
because people did not understand what Diogo Jota offered to Wolves. Now Wolves is struggling this season, and I knew it was going to happen because Wolves has a limited squad and they lost one of their best players. If Man United was a ruthless group, they would have gone and picked up the other. Yeah. Yes, Wolves would have gone back to the championship, but then listen, this is how the game is played.
Exactly. It's not Manchester United's job to save a team from the championship.
Their duty is to win. So
Exactly.
they have to find the players to win. Yes.
I'm
Go
saying
for who you think could make you a winner.
that's why we need to get rid of Ole, bro. We need to get rid of Ole.
He doesn't have it. He just
All right.
doesn't have it.
Need to get rid of Ole. So I'm looking at it. So Nashon, you say
Yes.
tomorrow you're looking at a 2-1, 3-1 victory
Man City. Yes.
for
That
me personally. I am going to call a win for Manchester United. And as
yes.
I said, it's
I
not
hope it
because
goes that.
yeah, me too. It's not because Manchester United is that good of a team, but we tend to show up when we are not expected to. When we are not expected to. But I know that Manchester City can dominate us, man. Really, really bad tomorrow, bro. And as
All
I
I'm
said,
hoping for, all that I'm hoping for tomorrow is that Pep Guardiola get into one of those moods that he get into where he tries to be too cute with his team selection and he makes a mistake. That's
yeah.
all I'm hoping for.
So it's
But
more
if he
about
doesn't,
what. So it's more about, as I said, it's more about what Pep does than what Manchester United is going to do.
yes, it's going to be if City does something wrong, then more than if Manu does something good.
I,
Because
I
trust me,
am I am hoping, bro. I'm hoping that City will do something, but because if we win that game tomorrow, you see, if we win that game tomorrow, we have a slate of games that we can go through and hope. Because
yes,
depending on if it's Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde who turns up, hope
yes,
to win those games, right?
right.
And so I would love to get past this. Man City game. I'd love to get
Right.
past the Man City game. And if we could, I am going to think that we might get if Man City score 2 goals, we're not going to win. If Man City score 2 goals, we are not going to win because we are not going to score 3.
I'm going a step further. If Manchester City scores first, Man United will lose.
Yeah, that is the next thing. And to stay compact, what is always grand idea to play 5 at the back? Is
And
grand idea.
that does not help us stay compact.
You
And
know,
that is the
you know what I was thinking, bro? Why did we leave? Why did we allow uh Diego? What's his name, man?
which
He left for AC Milan. The wing back?
Diego Dallo.
Dallo. We allowed Dallo to leave, right? And then we say, okay, fine, we have Fansu Men, so we have Brandon Williams because we went and we got a second left back, so we have Brandon Williams. I personally
Yes.
think Brandon Williams would be a far better attacker than Wan-Bissaka. So if you're going to play 5 at the back, right?
Play
Well, it's not
Brandon.
5. Essentially, it's going to be 3 at the back and Wan-Bissaka playing like a wing back. Why we don't play Brandon Williams if we're going to do that? If not, let him play in the 4. It makes no sense.
Well, only in the head of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer you can get those type of
Bird brain, bro. Bird brain,
yeah,
Ole. Bird brain, Ole.
because playing 2 left backs, I've never seen that in football yet, and it bothers me. You play 2 left back and you take both of them off, and you put on a right footer to play left back.
Wait, bro, listen, man.
Yes.
How can
Only
you have a Shaw who is not
fit.
fit, and you leave him on the field, take a Teles off, and then 10
Yeah.
minutes later you take Shaw off to put on a right footer playing left back when your Wan-Bissaka is having probably one of the worst games he has ever played for Manchester United.
You end up
Makes no
taking him
sense.
off.
Makes no sense. Makes no
I
sense.
think when the pressure reaches Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he doesn't know what he's doing.
We
And
need a coach.
I've watched many games and see when the game gets tight, Ole goes and sit down, and it is Michael Carrick who has to start doing the coaching.
True. Every other McKenna, Carrick, Phelan, everybody else except
Ole.
for Ole. And bro,
Ole goes and sit down and watch the game on the TV at the side.
that little screen he has there. Go and sit
Yeah.
and put his 5 or his 10 and just look at this screen. And I'm like,
Yes.
you need to be fired, man. You need to be fired like Donald Trump. You are fired. So,
Yes.
Mr. Richards, Nashon, bro, listen, man.
Yes.
So tomorrow you say it's going to be a 3-1 victory for Man City. I am thinking of a 2-1 for Manchester United.
Man,
2-1 or 1-0. Worst case scenario, based on my thinking, a draw. But personally, I think Man United is going to win. Not because, as I said, not because they're better, but they tend to show up in games like these when they are expected to lose or to be dominated. All right.
Okay.
So let's hope we think come on the new thing come on in in Pep Guardiola think out the side tomorrow, and that think on his fields, and it proved fruitful
I
for
hope so
Manchester
too.
United.
That's the only way we'll have a chance.
Man, so no, I understand, bro. It's not going to be a game where we outplay a Manchester City because we are a better team. It's just that if something goes wrong for City,
Yes.
and hopefully something goes right for us.
Yes. I just hope City. Listen to what I hope. I hope tomorrow Pep Guardiola puts what's the left back's name on the field? Mendy. Benjamin Mendy. I hope he plays Benjamin Mendy tomorrow at left back. For more reasons than one. And I hope they play a high line. That way our attackers will have a chance to run in behind.
The high line, they're always going to play. I've never seen Man City playing without a high line. Never.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Like, see, all he wants to hug, man. I give you that a kiss, man. Yeah, that's nice, bro. That is good, man. That is so nice. That's a nice way to end the show, man. That's a nice way to end the show.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Richards, really appreciate it again, bro. Really appreciate it again. We're going to do this again. We're gonna sit after the game and say what happened. We're gonna break the game apart tomorrow. Hopefully we have a victory. So we're gonna break the game apart tomorrow. Hopefully we have a victory. As you said, hope Pep does something which is tinkering, and Tinker is way out of the game, and we win it.
Because these derby matches, Pep always do
Yeah,
something and it backfires.
crazy. He did it once, not too long ago. I think it's last season when I think it was which was it? The FA Cup. I don't remember which one. It was a double leg. So a double leg.
Yes.
He won the first leg, and the second leg we won, but the aggregate took them. And the first leg, he tore us apart, bro. We just could not understand what he did. He tore. I think he played without any striker. I think he played without any striker, and he just tore us apart. We did not know what to do. The second leg, we won, but it was not meaningful.
Sufficient.
It was
I
not.
know.
All right, bro. So, man, listen, appreciate it again, bro. Appreciate it again.
The pleasure was mine.
All right, bro. So have yourself a good night, bro. Take care, man. Cheers.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks again, peeps, for joining us when we look at our game and to see how we can break these games apart and make our assessment based on what we have seen before. So we make a prediction, and then after the prediction, we're going to assess again to see how well we did and what we did not do. So thank you again. This is the Unbiased Show, the United Unbiased Show, where we try to be as fair as we possibly can. Have yourself a good day. Peace out. See you.